my wife has friends from what she does, and they have like a lot of tattoos.
Yeah.
But I've never seen them get angry. I've never even seen them have an angry face, like ever.
Yeah.
And whenever I talk to them, they're super nice.
Let me just say this. So people that are 35 to 48 or 49, not 50 yet, they're all like, it's my life and it's now or never.
It's my life and it's now or never.
No, so...
Excuse me, Masen.
Welcome to another episode of the Excuse Me Masen podcast. I'm your host, Saul, and joining me today is Scoey. What's up, man?
What's good? Good evening. Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, before we get into it, just really quick, I want to just say that I had to go to immigration today again, because I told you I have to go like every year, right? And I have good news, actually, not bad news.
What?
So I went to immigration at Shinagawa today, and I lined up probably around like just before 8. At 8:30, they opened the doors. They're not doing bag inspection anymore, so you can just go straight through the door like right away. Then I went upstairs and they just gave me like this card, like a postcard basically, to fill out my address. And then I had to line up again at a different counter. When I lined up, they just gave me like this receipt that I had to write my name on and the date. And then I was out within 10 minutes. It was fast, like super fast. Yeah. What would happen before was they would let you in at 8:30, but the counters wouldn't open until 9. So that means you would be just standing there for like 30 minutes waiting for everything to happen. But now it's just 8:30, boom. But it's for the counter that I went to. I need to be specific about that because I don't know if it's 9 o'clock for other counters. I only know that one counter. If you happen to work at Shinagawa Immigration, my hat's off to you. Please keep up the good work. Thank you very much for improving it every year. You guys are doing awesome.
Nice. That's good. Yeah. And you didn't have to do much paperwork and stuff, yeah?
While I was there, no. I just gave them the papers. I had to fill out the postcard and the receipt. That's it. The postcard is just my name, my address.
Yeah.
And then the receipt was my name and the date. So today's episode, we're talking about what it's like to have tattoos in Japan. I don't have any tattoos, but I've always wondered how they affect the daily life here in Japan. And then every time I talk to people about having a tattoo, because I've wanted to have tattoos, I don't have any tattoos, but I've wanted to have tattoos. And every time I mention it to someone, if that person is over 50, they instantly give me this look of like disgust, like, oh my God, you're going to get a tattoo. Yuck.
Give you the Atan Baba look.
When the people are under 50, it's like hit or miss. Like I would say maybe like 50% of the people I talk to are like, oh, that's cool. Like what kind of design are you thinking of getting? And the other 50% just look at me like, no, you shouldn't because you can't go to onsen. And I'm like, I don't want to go to an onsen. I haven't been to an onsen since I came to Japan and I have no interest in going because I probably said this in another episode, but whenever I go to the changing room in an onsen, because like some onsen places have like game centers, restaurants and stuff like that. And I go to the onsen to visit those. When I'm in the changing room, if there's ever other dudes in there, they're staring at my junk, bro. It's like they're so interested in seeing what a foreigner's junk looks like.
What's this
it's
anaconda?
Not necessarily that, but I guess they're curious to find out because there's this rumor that goes around Japan where like if you're from the West or if you happen to be foreign, your junk is probably bigger than theirs. And they want to know if it's true. But then I'm not interested in having any dude look at my stuff, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm never gonna go to onsen. I want to have a tattoo. I can't seem to choose a design because man, it's a commitment for your life. That's gonna be there forever. I want something that I won't regret.
Bro, your last name part. Boom on your back, bro. Bam.
Yeah, my brother has that. I don't want to get
then never mind. Don't copy. Tattoos are cool, man. I mean, I'm not like tattooed up, but I mean, yeah.
So the stuff that we're going to cover today is like basically what everyday life is like for a tattooed foreigner such as yourself in Japan, where the stigma still shows up and where things are changing. And then of course, get some stories and reactions from your daily life. And then also, if you have any advice for visitors or expats who already have tattoos or who are interested in getting tattoos. The first question is
Yes, sir.
what originally got you interested in tattoos?
Well, because like you and I both know, we grew up in an island where, that's a normal thing. Even in America, it's like tattoos are just like our thing. Some of us do, some of us don't. But, my family, most of all the white side of my family, they all got tattoos. My Pinoy side, probably not. But because of the white,
Okay.
the white side of my family, they all got the tattoos. And even me, I was like, I want a tattoo. So I got my first tattoo when I was 15. My mom signed a paper and okay, if you really want it, okay.
Did you ever get any tattoos after you moved to Japan?
After I moved here, no, I haven't. Yeah.
All right, so here's a good one.
Yeah.
Since you moved to Japan, has your view towards tattoos changed at all?
In terms of having them, because nowadays, like you see like Yoasobi, there's two of them. There's the singer and there's that freaking, I don't want to butcher his name or whatever, but whatever san his name is, he has tattoos on his neck, which I'm like, hell yeah, dude, that's right.
Okay.
Show it, bro. Show it, which is what I think is good about the whole new era.
Yeah. So instead of your view changing, it's more like it looks like Japan's view is changing. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's a good point. And I still also think that even though they're making progress, they're still way behind the US in terms of acceptance of tattoos. Because in the States, I remember back in the 90s and the early 2000s, if you had tattoos like on your neck, people would look at you like you were dangerous, which is what a lot of people do now here in Japan. Versus in the States, like if you have tattoos on your neck, it just depends. Do you have a scary face? Then you look scary. If you don't have a scary face, then you just look like you might be really into art or something like that.
Yeah.
So very different on that side. And then, of course, also in the workplace, like if you're a waitress in the States and you have tattoos, it's like, I guess it depends on what kind of message they're trying to give. Like, is it like elegant? Is it luxurious? I guess if it's luxury, maybe they'll tone down the tattoos a bit. But like if you're going to a regular restaurant and you're a waitress or a waiter, I don't think they care for the most part. But in Japan, like you do not show your tattoos at work. Like I feel like if you're in a creative job, like if you happen to work for some kind of art studio or something like that, something related to creativity, I feel like the workplace might be more open to it, but not like everyday stuff.
Yeah. That's true.
I got a little bit of information on like the history of tattoos in Japan, just very, very brief. But
nice. Okay.
In Japan, tattoos were used to mark criminals during the Edo period. So I didn't know that at all. And then they got tied to yakuza culture later. And then that history still seems to affect how people look at tattoos now. As I said earlier, even if the meaning is totally different for most people. For example, when you are out in public here in Japan, what kind of reactions do you get when you do get reactions?
I never really had any like reactions other than like little kids like, oh, that's a tattoo. Like I never actually had any like bad reactions about having tattoos other than, oh, cool.
So you do get reactions and they're all positive?
Yeah.
Yeah. From my experience, like some of the nicest people that I've ever met in Japan have tattoos.
Oh, like, wow.
Because there's that image about old Japan where they say you shouldn't have tattoos in Japan. And when I talk to old people, they still have that mentality. But when I talk to anybody under 50, that mentality is just pretty much gone. It seems as though like nobody really cares anymore, except for in the workplace. For example, like my wife has friends from what she does, and they have like a lot of tattoos.
Yeah.
But I've never seen them get angry. I've never even seen them have an angry face, like ever.
Yeah.
And whenever I talk to them, they're super nice.
Let me just say this. So people that are 35 to 48 or 49, not 50 yet, they're all like, it's my life and it's now or never.
It's my life and it's now or never.
No, so I'm just going to say it straight. But when I came to Japan, the first job that I got in a Japanese company was that construction company, right? I was doing interior finishing. That company, like most of all of them, had tattoos. I mean, I only found out like after my first year. Then we had like a staff get together, and we go do our end of year party, and then go to the onsen and stuff like that. And then I'm like, what the hell? You guys are like
Yeah.
freaking yaks, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you for real, dude? Like,
Yeah.
really, like suits.
I think that's a good point, though. Talking about your profession specifically, like there's a lot of people that have tattoos in the construction industry, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's normal for us, for us.
When you're working, do they allow you guys to show your tattoos?
I've seen it, but because we're doing construction and a lot of us don't want to get scratches, because even if I was in America and I did construction, I don't think I want to wear short sleeves doing construction. It feels so naked to me. You got to cover it up with long sleeve because you don't want to get cuts and stuff like that.
Right, right. From your experience, how many % of your coworkers in construction have had tattoos?
35, 40, maybe.
Oh, so less than half then.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a situation while living in Japan where you felt like you had to cover them up?
Other than like going to the onsen, there was this thing where they say, just try to like cover as much as you can and then just pretend you didn't know. And then when you go in, they're going to be like, whatever. So probably that's the only time where in the beginning, it's like they probably give you a little glance and then, okay, go.
Oh, it's that other, it's another foreigner who doesn't know the rules, and then they just let you go free.
Yeah. That's probably the only time that I was like, oh, okay.
Okay. By the way, if you're listening to this episode and you have tattoos, do not do that. He probably was recommended that because he wasn't prepared at the time. One important note to make about right now in Japan is it's easy to find like these stickers that you can buy to cover up your tattoos when you go to the onsen. So you don't really have any excuses these days, and just don't be a dick. Like buy them and cover your tats up.
Yeah.
If you really want to go to the onsen.
Yes. And speaking of like buying something to cover up your tattoo, we went to this place called Hawaiians. I'm not sure if you heard of that, but it's
that's that like
water park.
Man-made water park. It has a beach and everything inside.
Yes. It's very fun.
Okay.
Very fun. Of course, we read, right? Tattoos, no tattoos allowed, right? Okay, fine. So I got my rash guard. I also have a little tattoo on my like ankle area on my foot leg, right? But I'm like, it's not so big. It's only like this big of like a kanji, lettering, 2 kanjis, like they're like that big. So like we got in there, you slide, my first slide, baby. I was like, yes, this tattoo, no. Go upstairs over there and they sell tights or whatever, right? And I'm like, oh my God, I wish I was prepared, right? And the thing that sucked was, okay, fine. We go up. And these guys are probably used to this already. Like, it's already a system where someone got tattooed, they go to that store up there. It's pretty much a store that's dedicated for people with tattoos, pretty much. I don't think people's going to come to Japan to go to Hawaiians, but
right.
Well, for foreigners living in Japan that haven't been to Hawaiians, you got to cover it all up.
That sucks that happened to you, but that's a good story. Yeah. I mean, to help the people who are listening.
Yeah. Other than that, at work, like for English teachers, every day you would wear like, formal, super formal clothes. So for teachers that want to teach in Japan that have like neck tattoos, that's definitely, you have to like turtleneck that, bro. If you have face tattoo, you won't be accepted.
Wow.
Like you won't. If you have, even if it's like one of those like crying, teardrops or a star.
Like a teardrop, yeah.
Or those are like no-nos if you want to be teaching. So yeah, and no tattoos for any gyms either. That's all I gotta say.
Wow, I didn't know that. Have your tattoos ever led to a conversation? Like somebody first approaches you and says something, and then you start a conversation about something, or even connections, like you met somebody because of a tattoo and then you guys became friends?
We had this gathering for like probably, cut the grass or something, or trash, pick up the trash Tuesdays or whatever you call it, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But we get our drinks and say goodbye for the morning. Thank you for your time. And then one of the dads was there and he's like, that's cool. What's this? I'm like, oh, it's a tattoo. This is a tattoo. Oh yeah, what kind of tattoo? I mean, I don't really want to get. I mean, if he was talking to a Japanese guy that he never knew, and they just did a community cleanup, and then they're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
thank you for you guys' day," and you saw this Japanese guy with tattoos. I don't think he would actually like say anything to that guy. Because it's a
Right.
Japanese respectful type of thing. Maybe he thinks, oh, this guy's kind of Yankee or he's a yak or whatever, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's another good point because when a Japanese person has a tattoo, the way Japanese people will react to that person will be totally different from how they would act to a foreigner. Because I've seen this, man. And it's
Oh.
exactly like you said. If you're a foreigner, they pretty much assume that you're not messed up. That's just part of your culture being from whether it's the US or wherever.
Yeah.
And so they understand that it's not taboo to actually be able to talk to you. Versus if you're a Japanese person who has a tattoo, it's much more intimidating because everybody already understands from when they were little that having a tattoo in itself is taboo.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Makes me want to get one even more. But then one issue, another that I realized is tattoos here are much more expensive than getting them overseas.
That's why I never. I mean, yeah, I do want one here someday because I got a tattoo in Japan, and I do want to try the
Yeah.
traditional tattoo, even if it's like something like a little star or whatever. I wanted to
Yeah.
do like the traditional one, like from like this
You mean
old
the
man.
super painful one?
The super painful one, yeah. But I mean,
Oh man.
they say it's super painful, but it's like, I mean, you can get through it, they say. I guess
Okay.
because the technique before, they're like, yeah, mother. But now they're more like, careful, right? Nowadays, for me, it's like, because I want to show the people around that I am the man of my family and I will protect my family, right? So I want to show them for you, like, you can just walk around like, oh, don't even go near that guy. He will punch your head off with those buff arms. You know what I mean? Like, he will slice your head with his chop, bro. You know what I mean? So for me, I don't have that type of body so for me, it's like I want to show as much as I can. So it's like I want more now so I can show that I'm scary. You be careful. It's like,
Yeah. So you're using your tattoos also as a deterrent to help prevent like messed up people from approaching you guys?
yeah, also that.
Yeah, I'm just lucky, I guess, because all the people around me who have tattoos are awesome, amazing
That's
people,
cool.
very kind.
Yeah.
If I was to go Trump level, I'd be like, they're the best people. You'll never find any better people. I know all the best people.
What kind of tattoos though? Like kind of like sleeve or like just here and there or like?
This one guy I know, he has a food truck that sells mutton, like different kinds of foods that have like lamb meat or sheep.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
this guy has a full-on sleeve on both arms, full sleeve. He doesn't have dreads, but he has very long hair and like a long beard and a mustache.
Oh, okay.
And he does that food truck with his wife, and his daughter is still only like 2 or 3.
Oh.
And man, they're like the nicest couple you ever met. Another one is the one I told you about, my wife's
that friend. Yeah.
That couple, they only have like a few tattoos here and there. I don't think they're visible. At least the husband, I don't think it's visible on his arm. I think it's like on his back or something like that. Like he has to take his shirt off to show it to you. So theirs are hidden for the most part. But getting back to what we were talking about, the price of the tattoos being expensive, I wanted to make another point. One of our friends' ex-girlfriends, she had a tattoo of a butterfly. I think it was on her ankle, if I'm not mistaken. She would go and get a tan frequently, and the tattoo never faded. After like years and years of going under the sun and stuff, it didn't fade. So I was like, wow, I wonder if the ink quality in Japan is also like top notch too. And then when I spoke to our friend who was dating the girl, he was like, yeah, dude. And of course, it depends where and like the quality that you get. But the one that she had was like, man, not faded after a very long time. So that's one reason that makes me feel like even if it's expensive, I want to get it here versus anywhere else. Because I don't know what kind of ink they're using in terms of like how long it will
Yeah.
be before it fades. But it is expensive. I do remember looking online. It depends on who you choose. Like if you choose the boss, it's the most expensive. And if you choose like the new employees, it's cheaper.
Let's just say this right here. You want to like a pumpkin or whatever. That would probably be $150.
Wow.
Because my friend, he's a drummer. I have a drummer friend. He's Japanese. He never had any tattoos. But then when we did this hit the all the time. We had this drum get together with like 15 other drummers, and we all just rented this place out and we all jammed, right? And he's like,
Yeah.
Scotty-san, wow, tattoos, sugoi. I'm thinking about getting tattoos too. I think they're so cool. Yeah, right?
Mhm.
I don't think he went to the chest, but yeah, like kind of like yakuza style type, where it stops like here, and it's like got the sakura, the koi or whatever, like super Japanese tattoo. And he was like, yeah, this was like 28 man gurai. Like, yeah, almost $3,000. But again, about the ink, which I noticed since when we were back home, because there was, especially me working in the beach and stuff like that, I would always see these Japanese with really nice tattoos, like beautiful color, so like sharp. One thing that made me really same as like pretty much what you said too, is like because the quality and even the artists, Japanese, when they put their passion into something, they're like they do everything well. Whatever they're doing is like
they go hardcore.
Yeah, they do their best to do the best of what they can.
They do their best to do the best.
To do their best to do the best, bro. I mean, I guess it's like, eggs. You get really good eggs in Japan. So it's the same as the ink, bro. The ink over here is like everything you have here. It's like all better than what they have over there. Even their mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise is, whatever. Their rice. But about onsens, just to let everyone know, for onsens, come up to the north side of Japan, like where probably from Ibaraki and up north to like Aomori, probably any onsen you go to, let's make it easier. Tohoku. I'm in the prefecture of Tohoku. Tokyo is Kanto, right? I'm in Tohoku. So I think honestly, if you go like to any onsen in the Tohoku region, and it's kind of a little bit, maybe like a good 30 minutes to an hour drive into the mountainside, like in mountain areas of like which when I say mountain areas, I mean, you're not deep, but I mean, it's like the better onsens. Like when you go to the onsens that are like kind of like in the rural areas that are like in the mountains that have like a sweet scenery, like those are really cool, really bomb. They're better than like the onsens you can go to that are like near the, the city or like near like whatever. And they ain't strict about tats because that's where most of the mafia people go, because Japanese love their ofuro time, and there's a lot of moths. Moths. There's a lot of moths. There's a lot of yaks, or even ex-yaks, and they love their bath time. You know what I mean? These guys love the onsen. Then a story for me, it's like, here I am, like, I got in by myself. I'm gonna go in my, holy shit, what's going on over there? Like 10 yaks, bro, just in a circle, bro. Like you can see, like, boom, like, and I'm like, hello.
Wow.
But no, this was like one of the onsens where it's like has half inside and then you can actually go out. And it was like winter and it was nighttime, and I went outside to the corner and I can hear like some like people like having fun, like there's like a bunch of like men that were all suited up, like suits, like when you search yakuza on Google, like you'll see like the team like and they're all they have the suits. And then I was like, hello. I'm by myself, right? Because I go to the onsen with my family, but it's only me. I'm the only guy. And then I'm like, okay, I'll go. And then, I go to the corner. I'm like, konbanwa, like, konbanwa.
Yeah.
Oh, 外国人の方? Yes. Are you a foreigner? But in like trying to be nice. I don't think because I'm by myself. There's like a lot of them. Nah, long story short, started conversating with them, and we didn't talk about tattoos because they already know. Oh, you're a foreigner. Okay, they don't even question like, what's this? Because when I look at them, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
They didn't realize that it got really warm at my area because I was peeing. Nah, from being afraid. No, but yeah. So, and I've experienced going to the onsen like multiple times. I'm not a really
Okay.
a onsen guy, but every time I went, honestly, there was someone that was a yak.
Yeah. So from your experience, like the northern areas, onsens, like most of them accept tattoos?
Yeah, yeah,
The ones that you have been to?
yeah.
Nice.
And I think nowadays should even be better. More, I mean, like more accepting.
Yeah, right. And then also another thing is that like the number of foreigners in Japan, I think has doubled
Mm.
since before COVID or something like that. I have to check the number, but
Mhm.
with so many more foreigners, they kind of have to be more welcoming because a lot of people
Yeah.
don't know where it's acceptable and where it's not, right? And if they just keep that rule super strict, then they're gonna lose business.
They got to change some rules if they want to, keep it going. But they got to get their head out of that, like Japanese rules. It's like, you know what I mean? I think we talked about this before, but it's like there's little things that they can change that would make everything so much easier or better, but they just have hard heads.
Mhm.
They just can't change it. No, this has been like this for thousands of years. We won't change it.
I think that's just the older mentality and it's slowly fading out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because, like, even with immigration, like I talked about at the beginning of this episode, you could tell when I first started going to immigration, most of the staff were old and their system was so slow, so many steps to complete one task. Like, you had to like go through so many people to get one task done. But now, when you go to immigration, they're being replaced by younger people and everything is just smooth sailing, man. It's fast. So it feels like they're just getting rid of the old ways, out with the old, in with the new, you know?
That's good. Wait, do they all speak English?
No, not all.
Oh, okay.
Some do, but most don't. Well, man, thank you so much for taking your time to talk about this. I mean, it's easy to make assumptions from the outside about how a person is, whether they're foreign or whether they're Japanese. But like hearing your experience really helps like to make it clear, not only for me, but for people who are listening.
I hope so.
Yeah. If you could go back in time,
Yeah.
would you make any different choices regarding your tattoos? Like after you knew what life is like in Japan, would you have changed any of your tattoos?
Not change, but I wish I would have got more.
Got more before coming here or after you got here?
Well, knowing now that I really want more now, I had more time for myself. I had more money to myself to get more of what I wanted, right? And I could have spent more money on more tattoos, but it kind of went out of my head, and instead I got stuff in Japan, right? Like I didn't even think about tattoos anymore. But now I'm starting to realize that tattoo is a big thing in my life and even my friends and family's life that really makes a different image of you, and also makes yourself proud that you actually got what you wanted and you went through the pain for it. But I would have wished that I got more.
I see. Yeah, man. I just realized when I was living in Saipan, my arm circumference was probably around like 11 and a half to 12 inches. Like I was very skinny.
I remember, you were skinny, but you still had like muscles.
But just imagine, right? If I got a tattoo then, my arm right now is over 17 inches. So my arms now are like probably like 17 and a half inches. So to go from that small to that big, if I had tattoos, let's say I got a picture of like a hot girl, right? It would turn into like a super fat chick.
Dude, it should be like a lopsided freaking.
It's gonna go into a plus size.
Oh my god, bro! But they say you got a star, and then you got your buffness, bro. It's gonna be like Patrick, bro, from freaking SpongeBob. Yeah. So that's another reason why I didn't want to get tattoos, because I wanted to like
put on muscle, and I was like, man, if I get a tattoo now and then I pack on muscle later, it's gonna look so funny. That's it for today's episode. If you have any questions or any stories you'd like us to share on the show, let me know on Spotify comment section or on the website. And until next time, excuse me, Masen, and see you.
Tattoo very much. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, Masen.